Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name's Leonie. So in this video I'm going to be talking about my toddler's health related issues. This is all very new to us. I didn't want to come on social media until I had a bit more of a clearer picture of what's going on and had time to process and just to get used to things. I don't really make it sound like she is life-threatening. She's really okay in herself. It was just a bit of a shock finding out, and I just wanted to go through it and everything like that with you guys. So for the longest time, I think even if I was around 1 year old maybe, she was like really chesty with her breathing. At night she would cough a lot, and I've seen a GP a couple of times. One, they told me that it was just to do with phlegm and she couldn't blow her nose, and then another time I ended up going to hospital and they just gave her antibiotics even though there was no sign of infection or anything like that. And I eventually got referred to a private consultant. Lucky I have private healthcare with my work, so I saw a paediatric consultant and told him everything that was going on. And it turns out that asthma was the least of our worries. So I've got a list of notes here. It is written in doctor's handwriting, so it's hard to read and I cannot pronounce some of the words, so please bear with me. So it turns out that the raspiness in her chest and the wheezing actually wasn't caused by any breathing as such, it's acid. So the doctor believes that she's got an allergy to milk, and she's probably had it her whole life. And this is what really makes me angry, because she was a very sick baby. If you followed me on Instagram since Isla was born and when she was a newborn, then you would have seen how badly she was sick. She was sick all the time after all her milk, and I spoke about it. And I'm angry because I feel like the whole COVID situation really let mums and babies down, in the sense that we just weren't seen by people. The care wasn't there and she was never seen, and when she did get seen, it was kind of brushed on the carpet because she wasn't really aggy or agitated by it. She was really happy. They were like, well, if she's not moaning about it, it's not reflux or anything like that. But he believes she had GERD, and I'll put the long name of it across the bottom here. I forget what it stands for. I can't even remember what the big long word is. He believes she had that, and now it's turned into a I'm going to put the words down here, I'm really sorry, allergy, and she's got non-IG, which means that she doesn't show her allergies on an outward, like maybe you get rashes or eczema. She doesn't show that, so there's no outwards symptoms of her allergies. And obviously she's getting a really bad reflux that is sitting on the top of her stomach or chest, which is causing wheeziness. And he went through a load of questions, questions that I didn't think were relevant. Now he was asking, did she hiccup a lot in the womb? Does she toss and turn a lot in the night? And her dribbling, I dribbles a lot, but I just thought it was normal. I don't know, I don't have another kid to compare it to, but he said no kid dribbles that excessively. A little bit with teething, but not like she was. And I have noticed a difference since cutting out dairy. So he said as well, because I myself have allergies, I had asthma as a child, I have stomach issues, I have hay fever. Adam has it, my mother has it, his mother has it. Isla's going to have allergies. Any baby we have is going to have allergies. He said next baby, 70-80% chance they will have allergies as well. Might not be the same, but it's a high chance they will have allergies. So he asked me so many questions about her poo, her feeding, even when she was in the womb, things like that. And I was like, okay. At first I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I'm not surprised, but I was angry as well. I was angry about me going to people, telling them about the excessive sickness when she was a baby and just getting dismissed. So we went through in depth about the allergies and the digestive issues with her. And then he went on to tell me that she's got hypermobility. Again, not too much of a shock because I suffer from that as well. Not suffer, it's just a condition that you just flexible and it can cause you to pull muscles and things like that. I have a bit of a back issue over my time and hip joints, but nothing, I wouldn't say that major. She's also flat-footed. Again, not a shock because I am too. She's definitely got my genetics here going strong. The shocker was, and this is the bit that broke me in there, because I went in thinking, I'm going to say I think she's got asthma. He's going to go, yeah, she's got asthma. I'm going to walk out with an inhaler. An hour down the line, he then, after all this and going through all this, and I'm upset because I feel guilty because it was missed and she's been suffering with all this like reflux for 2 years. He then tells me that he can hear a heart murmur and believes she's got a hole in her heart. And yeah, I cried a lot about that. I feel like I just got so overwhelmed with all this information because I just wasn't expecting it. And I know that it is actually quite common for babies to be born with holes in their hearts, and that they don't, not all of them cause an issue, and they do close up by the time they're 5 years old. And you know, I want to say common because a hole in the heart's a hole in the heart, but it's nothing to really panic about until you need to panic about it. But I cried. It was just a shock. I felt so overwhelmed, and this is why I wanted to take my time to talk about things, because it was just a lot to process. So at the moment we are 6 weeks down the line, and Isla's been taking a few medications, which I will go through what Isla is taking for these conditions. And please do note this is related to Isla's medical personal health, so it's not something you should take on board to treat your child. This is what's been prescribed by Isla's doctor for Isla. So first of all, she's on omeprazole, which is an acid. She takes that at night time. We dissolve that in a syringe with water, and then she just like shoots that with the syringe. That's one a day. She was on Movicol, which is a laxative, just to make sure she's not being constipated, but she's had a really bad stomach and she's actually gone the other way and had diarrhea, so I took her off there. And then when I spoke to the paediatrician again, he told me that was a good idea, and we're now on to another medication which is called ketofen, I believe, which is basically an antihistamine that's meant to help with the allergy in her gut. She is to take a calcium and vitamin D supplement once a day, and also a probiotic. So it's been 6 weeks since I spoke to the allergist paediatrician, and then last week I spoke to the cardiologist paediatrician because he's the one I need to talk to about her heart. And then I also spoke to the allergist paediatrician again on Friday, which he gave me the new medication for the allergies, the antihistamines. And then he's actually booked her in for a scan as well. So this week on the Wednesday, I've got to take Isla for an ultrasound on her stomach. And then on the Saturday, I've got to take Isla for an echo on her heart. So she's going to be in a doctor's hospital twice this week. I thought I would start this video now and then update you after the scan, so I should know as soon as I'm in the room. They tell me what's going on with it, they'll let me know. And then also Isla has to have a blood test now to make sure she's not lacking in iron, and then also a stool sample to make sure, I think he said that she needs to be checked for any bacteria, but also checked for some allergens in her poo as well. So I've got the stool sample to do, and I'm just waiting to take her blood, which I'm really not looking forward to because it's just going to be a horrible experience for her. Do you med meds? You, Mummy do it or Isla do it? Okay, do it please. Do it please. Squeeze a bit more. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will. Isla has had both her scans now. She had one to look at her digestive system and her kidneys and stuff like that, and that was absolutely fine. She kept saying to the doctor, just going, "Doctor, jelly on my belly," because obviously they put jelly with the ultrasound. And then she had one on Saturday for her heart, and we didn't end up getting the results we wanted from that. I'm going to leave that to another video because there's a lot to unpack now, so I'm just going to leave this video as her allergies and things like that, because the heart thing is just a lot bigger than what we expected it to be. So today we are going to have a blood test. The doctor wants to look at her iron count and test for celiac disease. Come here, darling. We're gonna go do your numbing cream now. She's not in a happy mood today, and we've got to do a blood test. And I'm really, this makes me nervous because obviously it's a bit painful and distressing for them. But she's been given some numbing cream like lidocaine. So we're gonna put this on you now. Yeah, we're gonna put your plasters on, and hopefully her arms will be numb enough for the injections or for the blood taken. Yeah. Right. Do you want to sit down on a chair and mummy do that?
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the...
So Isla has had her blood results back now. Her protein levels were a tiny little bit under the range, but the consultant said it's nothing to worry about. He wasn't worried at all. Her alkaline phosphate levels, I believe the range is something like 0 to 280, and hers was like 4,900 and something, so way out of the range. But he believes that this is just a lab error, because he said if it was that out of the range, you would have seen other things, liver functions and stuff show up on the test, which wasn't the case. Everything else was normal, so he believes it was a fluke, but we just got to follow up with another blood test, and hopefully that will just come back normal. I'm pretty sure it will do. So I think I'm going to leave this video here and leave it all down to her allergies and what's going on with her digestive system. As I said before, she's got an issue with her heart, but that turned out to be a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be, or what we initially was told. So I'm going to leave that to another video, just because there's so much to unpack and tell you and go through with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful if your child's going through something similar. Please let me know any like really good dairy alternatives, any recipes or anything I should know regarding being dairy free, because it's always a learning curve. Like, I've made a few mistakes picking up things I thought was dairy free and they weren't. And then also the other way around, there's things like bourbon biscuits. I just assumed they would have had milk in them, but they don't. Oreos don't as well. So let me know things I should know if you're a dairy free person or your kid's dairy free. That would be so helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It will mean the world to me, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.